Now the way we're going to get through that is we'll learn the chords first, and then the bass line, we'll put it together. So here are the chords. Way up on the G string, 11th fret, index finger. G string, 11th fret, index finger. B string, 12th fret, ring finger. High E string, 11th fret, middle finger. So it's like you took a D chord, a regular old D chord, and you slid it all the way up to 11, 12, 11. For the second chord, all you do is slide that back down 2 frets. So now we're at 9, 10, 9. Same exact fingers, index, ring, middle. 9, 10, 9. So 11, 12, 11, 9, 10, 9. And then the third chord, we're on our 11, 12, 11, and all we do is replace, we stick our pinky on there, on the high E string on the 12th fret. So now we still have 11, 12, but instead of 11, we replace that with 12 on the high E string with our pinky. So we have 11, 12, 12. Okay, so we have... Then the second part only has 2 different chords. And basically, the first chord is almost the same first chord. We're just going to add 1 note to it. So what we do is we play the D string 13th fret with our ring finger. Then our index finger plays the 11th fret on the G string, 11th fret on the G string, index finger. Then our middle finger, 12th fret on the B string. And then our index finger is going to bar, it's going to flatten out again and also play the 11th fret on the high E string. So we have on the D string 13, 11, 12, 11. And our index finger is playing 11 both on the G string and the high E string. So we have, I realize if your guitar isn't cut away, it's starting to get pretty cramped up here. But it's alright, you can do it. Just gotta scrunch your fingers up. Second chord is going to be this. So we're going to bar with our index finger again, starting on the D string, 9th fret. G string, 9th fret. B string, 9th fret. All with your index finger. And then the 12th fret on the high E string with your pinky. So we have 9, 9, 9, 12. So we have... Okay, so now we're going to add the bass line. The bass line is mostly going to be centered around the open A string and the open low E string. And you're going to keep a steady pulse. Okay, and the whole time you're going to be just resting the fleshy part of your palm. And when I say resting, I mean just barely resting it. You don't want to push on the strings because that'll change the pitch. Okay, you're just barely resting it against the string to get that slightly muted, slightly muffled sound. Okay, so we start out here, and what we're doing is we're playing, you're sort of playing you're keeping the pulse in between all of the chord strums. Okay, and so when we strum the chord, we're going to start all the way from the low A string and strum all the way down the rest of the strings. Okay, so the reason that you don't hear this D string, because we're not fingering anything on that string, but you don't want to hear it because it would sound like this. Okay, so the way you do that is your index finger is just barely leaning against that string. It's just barely touching it, cutting the sound off. Okay? So when you strum, you get... Okay? So we're going to go from this chord, strum, pulse, strum again, and back to the pulse. Okay, and we're going to interject a little bass line, which is going to be... Okay, so what that means is we're going to go... Okay, so what we're playing is, when we're on this chord, we're going to shoot... I shoot my middle finger down and play 12 on the A string. So I play strum, 12 open, and then strum again, and then I play with my index finger on the A string 11, I slide it down to 9, and then with my pinky on the low E string 12, index finger 9. So I played on the A string, index finger 11, 9, E string, pinky 12, index finger 9, open E. Remember, you can always rewind these videos and go over them as many times as you need to. I'm going over it fairly quickly. So, strum, and then we start on the next measure with a strum, low E string, and strum the whole chord. And again, our index finger, we're not hearing the low A string. You don't hear it because your index finger is just barely resting against it. Okay, so, and the same thing again, strum, pulse, strum, pulse. And this time we're going to go. Okay, so all we're going to do is alternate between, on the low E string, with our middle finger, the 12th fret, with our index finger, the 11th fret. So we're going to do 12, 11, strum, 12, open, 11, 12, 12, open, 11, 12. So 12, 12, open, strum, 12, open, 11, 12. And right back. Okay, so again, remember, you can rewind this, you can write down all of the lines I'm talking about, but that's how you can put them together. You can even, if you're ambitious, you can probably sing this at the same time. This is the Strangers Waiting on the Boulevard, all that. Strangers waiting up and down the boulevard, their shadows somewhere in the night. Obviously that's a little more difficult, but you can do it. A little practice and you can do all this stuff together, and it's a lot of fun. And it's just an example of how many times, don't be afraid to try to play the bass line and the chords, or more than just strumming chords in a song. You can put that stuff together if you just work it out, you think about it, you get a little interdependence of your limbs. Okay? I hope you enjoy it.